Hey LinkedIn, a few weeks back, maybe it was a couple months back, but I was reading about how Jony Ive from Apple fame, he got a contract with, I think it was like Ferrari, and what is that? There's that, that brand, that jacket brand or whatever, Moncler, I think it is, Moncler and Ferrari. And I don't know if they both pay the same number, but they basically paid him $200 million. With Moncler specifically, they paid him $200 million to redesign a button, basically. And he kind of took the MagSafe thing to redesign the button. And I'm not trying to downplay it. Like, I think Jony Ive is incredible. But you think about that, you think $200 million. Imagine just sending a $200 million contract or proposal over to redesign a button. And I think that, if you're a designer, I think here's the interesting thing with understanding, who you are and what you do versus commoditizing yourself. And I think that a lot of people will commoditize yourself, and the buyer will try and commoditize you, and you have to protect your market, your brand, your positioning. But I think if you just end up being an order taker and just going along with whatever the client says, you really have to draw the line in the sand and kind of go, look, create the thing that you know to create, your expertise, your thought leadership, like create the thing that you know to create in order to create the very best outcome for the customer, and you'll be demanded for that thing. If you just take the customer order and deliver the customer order thing and kind of follow it along and be an order taker, and then you get commoditized, your value dramatically goes down. And so taking the designer example, it's like, oh, somebody goes, well, I can design that, I can do that. Okay, well, you're just taking orders and you're just saying, okay, so what do you want? And then you go along and do what the customer wants. The value of what you do really goes down, and then you can't really charge enough for it. But if you build a brand because you have a reputation doing things not that necessarily the customer wants, but that you want, that you believe the customer will want, and then you create that, you start building a brand and a reputation, and you're able to charge more. And it's just an interesting analogy of like, you really want to stay away from, sometimes the customer will ask you, like we actually had something recently where this brought to mind this scenario, but a customer asked for a specific thing, and I went and foolishly got examples of different things like this for that thing, and then they were like, oh, we're going in a different direction. And I was like, why didn't I sell the thing that I knew we should do? So you can kind of fall into it sometimes. And so anyway, it's just it's a long way of saying, keep your integrity in, build your brand, and do what you know is best for the customer. Do the thing that you want the customer to do that is best for the customer, that's going to get the outcome. And by doing that, the value of what you do is going to go up. You're going to be able to charge more for that. And it will be more valuable to the customer. Whereas if you just kind of are like an order chef and you say, I have this capability, and then what do you want? And then I'll just make it. The value really plummets. And you can't become the Jony Ive. You can't be, consulting and designing and charging $200 million. Obviously, that's a unique scenario, obviously, that I'm using. But the point remains that if you brand yourself and position yourself correctly, and you lean into your expertise and you do what's best for the customer, you're going to be able to charge more for that, and you're going to be more valuable to the customer. Whereas if you just follow it along and do whatever they want, and then you just sell your capabilities, it just really depletes the value.